This is the final weekend before the 2024 presidential election. Anna Ryder says that while both campaigns made initial outreach to Catholics, in recent messaging, one candidate has largely ignored the faithful. And the National Catholic Register, Peter Laffin, writes in part, quote, "In the past month, the Kamala Harris campaign has largely ignored the Catholic vote in messaging, but actions have rung loudly in some Catholic circles. In addition to skipping the Al Smith dinner, Harris and her allies have repeatedly given the appearance of disdain for Catholicism." And Peter Laffin, staff writer for the National Catholic Register, joins us now. Peter, great to be with you. As we just mentioned, you said the vice president and her allies have repeatedly given the appearance of disdain for Catholicism. Tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that and give us some examples.
Sure. So I think it's important in explaining this piece, this argument, what we mean by Catholic voters. And a lot of people, we see this in our comments, we see this on X, on our articles. Who do they mean when they say Catholic voters? Because as we know, Catholics, many Catholics are Democrats, many Catholics are Republicans. It's a very big tent in American Catholicism. And so when I say outreach to Catholic voters, what I mean in this instance is self-identified Catholics. And so this is, a large group of people with many varying beliefs. And so these voters tend to be concentrated in the states where this election appears it's going to be decided, in the Midwest region, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, and also in the Sun Belt West, in Arizona and Nevada. And so the campaigns have attempted to make an outreach to this larger group. And in the past month, as we've seen the polls in all of these states drift slowly toward former President Trump, we've also seen a number of missteps from the Harris campaign in attempting to target this voter. And I think the biggest one came in Michigan. This is when a very prominent Catholic surrogate, Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, went on camera, made a video of herself putting a Dorito in the mouth of a feminist podcaster in a way that very closely resembled the Catholic Eucharist. And if you were trying to make an image that could be more off-putting to this larger group of Catholic voters, you'd be very hard-pressed to do it. Even though, yes, we have some Republican Catholics, we have some Democrat Catholics, the Catholic vote is pretty much split in the same way the American electorate is split. All Catholics who go to the Mass reverence the Eucharist. Or, they at least have it culturally ingrained into them. So to see somebody mocking it openly, you just have to say, wow, that was a tremendous misstep. And another example came just in this past week, when Kamala Harris said that she isn't going to give any religious exemptions for abortion. And while there may be some disagreement over the issue of abortion among these varying different Catholics of different political stripes, it stands to reason that Catholics, as a broader coalition of people, are a little less comfortable with abortion than the general population. And so to see such a hard line on abortion in the closing weeks of the campaign, it's hard to see how that helps Harris secure the Catholic vote overall.
Yeah, Peter, not a whole lot of time left, so let's get to Trump now. You're saying the home stretch, former President Trump is deploying some of his best Catholic surrogates. Talk to us about that and what that looks like.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who came out and endorsed President Trump about a month ago, made a very powerful ad that referred heavily to his Catholic upbringing. It had a lot of images that would probably be very appealing to cultural Catholics, Democrat Catholics, such as RFK has been for so long. Videos of him serving as an altar boy, discussing his faith, seem to be very targeted at this Catholic vote in the Rust Belt. And also, the campaign has very explicitly employed Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance to make the case for religious freedom. And it seems that they have been locked into their messaging, while the Harris campaign has just been scattershot.
Yeah, another important thing we want to touch on is former president's support for IVF, which we know the Catholic Church says is immoral. Has that issue cost him with Catholic voters or the pro-life vote?
It's hard to say that Trump has lost any of the pro-life vote, despite having battles with them in the past year in the background. That fight between Trump and the pro-life community, that goes back to the Republican National Convention committee platform on abortion, when that plank was changed, it didn't really seem to break through into the mainstream. And so we really haven't seen any poll movement away from Donald Trump from these voters. In fact, Trump is overall in the strongest polling position that he's ever been in national politics today. So it'd be hard pressed to say that he lost votes taking this tact.
Now, Peter, thank you so much for coming on and weighing in. We appreciate it. God bless.
God bless you. Thank you.